Hello artists, I'm so excited to share with you guys origami this week. It's one of my favorite paper crafts to do, and it's always fun, and there's so many different ways you can create with origami. Right now I'm going to teach you how to make this butterfly, this cute little butterfly. When you're doing origami, you have to use a square sheet of paper. Okay, so if you don't have a square sheet of paper, you can cut one yourself and go from there. This paper is the same on both sides, but sometimes you'll have origami paper that's different on either side. So that sometimes the instructions really need it to be like that so that you can tell which side you're working on. So the first thing we're going to do with our butterfly is we're going to fold our paper in half. It's really important when you make these folds that your edges match up and your corners match up, so they can be really precise. Then we're going to unfold it. Do the same thing in the other direction, making sure the corners and the edges match up. Okay. So once we have that, we've got this nice little plus sign. We are going to fold it again so that it makes a different kind of shape, but we're going to go through the corners this time. I flipped my paper over and making sure my corners and my edges are lining up, and then I'm going to come back and smooth down that crease and unfold. Now I'm going to do the same thing the other way, making sure that the corner and the sides line up, and then you make those nice creases and unfold. Okay, so you have like several little spaces here. You've got 8 little spaces, and this is how we're going to start folding our butterfly. We have to do something that's like a squeezing motion. We have to squeeze it to recording So in fact, this is our step 3, and what we're going to do is we're going to push these 2 lines together on the sides and then push it down towards the table. So they're pushing them to the side and pushing it towards the table, and that's going to make a triangle shape. Okay, so now you have a triangle shape. If you flip it over, it looks exactly the same. So let me show you one more time. Step number 3 is where we got all the extra creases. Step number 4 is where we push these 2 in the middle together and then lay the paper down into a triangle. Okay? And you can see, yes, it is the same on both sides. So the side that you're working on, whichever you decided is the top, we are going to fold these upper flaps so that they go flush with the center line that's on our butterfly, on the center line here. There's one. I'm taking the other side, folding up to the center line. You want to make sure that it is flush, that it matches on all the edges and the corners. And flatten it out. And see, I can see that I went a little too far with this one, so I'm just going to try to fix it. Okay, so you have like a diamond shape and little triangles here. From this, we're going to just flip it over so that we see the back side of it, or the front side, whichever you want to say it is. And we're going to fold this triangle up. Okay, now this is the really tricky part, because when you fold it up, these parts want to come up too. That's okay. You're not flattening them, just let them stay there, and you'll see what happens, how that helps. Okay, so I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to press it up, put my crease there. Okay, and yeah, I know the little flappy things are sticking up, and that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take this triangle and we're going to fold it back the other direction. So sometimes you might want to use like a little piece of tape or glue to kind of hold it down. Is helpful sometimes. Then we're going to turn it back over. See this little head that we just folded over? We took this triangle and folded it over the top, and then we're turning it over. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to fold it in half so that the flaps match up with each other. And there you have your butterfly. The written diagrams and instructions for the origami butterfly are in this week's assignment. If you want to go through that, you can, or you can just follow through the video as much as you like and stop when you need to, pausing to make sure you've got everything right. Talk to you later, artists.